Mets played the middle game of their three-game series against the Miami Marlins. The Marlins won last night. The Mets had just 2 runs and 4 hits, and that continues a trend. The Mets have hit extremely well on the road. They've averaged 5.5 runs per game away from Citi Field, best in the majors. At home, less than 3.5 runs per game, second worst in the majors. Mets will send David Peterson to the mound tonight. Peterson making his 3rd start since coming back from hip surgery, and he's pitched well so far.
He certainly has. His 2nd start, he got his the win. He pitched into the 7th inning.
And the first pitch on the way to the right-hand hitter, lined to second, caught knee high by McNeil, and there's 1 man out. So the first pitch of the game hit hard by Lopez, but right at Jeff McNeil.
And De La Cruz flies one out to center. Bader got turned the wrong way, but finds it, jumps and makes the catch right at the edge of the warning track. That was a bit of an adventure for Harrison, but quickly there are 2 out.
Here's Josh Bell, switch hitter, batting right.
And Peterson picks off the inside corner and strikes out Bell to finish off an efficient first inning. 9 pitches, 1, 2, 3.
For the Marlins, it's Braxton Garrett, his 6th start, a loss against the Rays Wednesday night in Miami. It was the first time the Marlins lost a game in which he had started. Since the beginning of last year, Marlins 25-11 when he takes the ball.
Francisco Lindor has had great success against Garrett.
The 0-1 to Lindor, cracked in the air to straightaway center. Back goes Jazz Chisholm. He leaps and misses the ball. It sails over his glove to the wall at the 4:08 mark. Lindor to second. He stops there with a double. And that looks somewhat similar to the ball that gave Mets center fielder Harrison Bader some problems with, that came off the bat of Brian De La Cruz. And the Mets have a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Here's Bader hitting second in the order for the first time this year.
Bader 0 for his last 7.
And Bader whacks one deep left center field, headed toward the wall. It's out of here. Harrison Bader a home in the 2-hole. His 4th home run of the year, and the Mets have an instant 2-0 lead.
And Eric Chavez, one of the hitting coaches for the Mets, and he immediately went over to Carlos Mendoza and came kind of a hug slap, like, good move, Skip. Good job putting Bader in that 2-hole.
So the Mets ambush Braxton Garrett. Lindor a double, and then Bader hits one out of sight.
So Berger on first. It brings up Jazz.
The 1-2 pitch is chopped towards shortstop. Lindor's on it, throws it to first. Not in time. Jazz beats it out. That ball was cued out towards shortstop. Lindor circled behind the baseball. Jazz beats it out. Back-to-back singles to open up the 2nd inning for the Marlins.
So now the Marlins with 2 on, nobody out, and Tim Anderson coming up.
Here's a double play ball right to McNeil. The flip to Lindor. And back to first for the 4-6-3 double play on Anderson. So 2 out, and Berger goes to 3rd.
It's going to take a 2-out hit from Dane Myers.
0-2 pitch. That's a ground ball hit fair over the bag at first, rolling down the right field line. A 2-out base knock for Dane Myers. He'll pull into second with a double. And it's 2-1 New York. That's a big 2-out base knock for the Marlins. Dane Myers snaps an 0 for 13 at the plate.
So now Emmanuel Rivera, the 3rd baseman, will be next.
That's up the middle. Myers was on the move, so he will score easily. And back-to-back 2-out hits for the Marlins. Tie this game up at 2.
Another hard hit ball for the Marlins. That one 106.1 miles an hour off the bat. And how about the Marlins here with these little 2-strike RBI hits?
David Peterson was not thrilled after being handed a 2-0 lead. Gave it right back.
Taylor at first. Vientos, who's crushing lefties, hitting .385.
Slowly hit on the left side, and it's booted by Rivera, and everybody's safe. Rivera was thinking about going to second base, might have taken his eye off the ball, and that cost him a play to get anybody.
Well, the Marlins have made more errors than any team in the National League.
So now Francisco Alvarez, his 2nd game back from the injured list, 0 for 3 last night in his return. There goes Taylor stealing 3rd, and it's grounded through the hole, a base hit for Alvarez, and the Mets regain the lead. Taylor in to score. Alvarez with his first hit since coming off the injured list, and it produces a run, 3-2 New York. Well, each team has had a runner trying to steal 3rd and had the hitter swing away and get a base hit driving the run. And that goes to the backstop, and that'll move the runners to 2nd and 3rd. Now there are 2 in scoring position with nobody out.
The 3-1 hit on the ground towards second, under the glove of Lopez, who tried to backhand it. It goes into right field. Vientos scores from 3rd. Alvarez stops at 3rd, and on at first with an absolute gift is Jeff McNeil. And boy, the Marlins look miserable defensively here, and the Mets now have a 4-2 lead.
I'm getting no support.
So now Alvarez at third, McNeil at first, still nobody out. 2 runs home in the inning.
Soft chopper hit towards third. Rivera's on it. He comes home to the plate, and they got the out at the plate. Alvarez was breaking on contact. That's a really nice play by Emmanuel Rivera to cut down Francisco Alvarez at the plate for the first out of the inning, and Harrison Bader will be the batter.
This one skied on the infield fly rule in effect, so Bader automatically out. Lopez puts it away for good practice, and there are 2 away.
So now J.D. Martinez with 2 out and 2 on, and he lines one into center field, a base hit. That'll bring home McNeil. Lindor goes to third. J.D. Martinez with an RBI single, and the Mets plate their 3rd run of the inning. It's 5-2.
And J.D. just continues to hit with men on base. These are all unearned runs.
Braxton Garrett back to work. Bottom of the 4th inning.
1-2 sinker called, strike 3 on McNeil.
He thought it was outside, didn't agree with Mike Estabrook, but Braxton Garrett will take it, his 3rd strikeout.
He swings and misses, strike 3.
First 1-2-3 inning of the night with a couple of strikeouts for Braxton. Nice to see Lopez do what he's been able to do, but has a 7-game hit streak, was hitting .385 in those 7 games so far. You know what? Let's make it an 8-game hit streak, shall we? We absolutely will, and he's going to try to test it and get to second. Safe. Ball popped out of the glove of Lindor.
Great hustle by Lopez and an outstanding throw by Bader.
De La Cruz has hit safely in his last 10 games against the Mets. He has always been a pain for New York.
So a runner at second with 1 out. Here's De La Cruz, hits a ground ball fair over the bag at third, rolling down the line into the corner. De La Cruz and Lopez will swap spots on the bases. That's an RBI double. Now it's 5-3.
De La Cruz has been slugging quite a bit the last week or so. He's getting some extra base hits. That ball right down the line.
2 out now. That brings up Jake Berger.
11th pitch now to Berger, and he struck him out with a changeup. And they're saying foul ball. And I don't think Alvarez thought so. He thought that was strike 3. But Mike Estabrook said foul ball, and the at-bat continues. And he walked him. So Berger wins the battle. 2nd walk of the night from Peterson. And now the tying runs are on base with Jazz Chisholm coming up.
And Jazz with a base hit into left field. That'll score De La Cruz. And the Marlins inch closer. Great at-bats from Berger and Jazz, and the Marlins are down a run.
Yeah, what a concentration swing here by Jazz. And what a great at-bat by Berger to extend the inning to give him an opportunity.
So here's the hottest hitter in the Mets lineup, starting Marte. Marte hitting .467 over the last 8 games.
Swing and a drive deep to left. Back goes De La Cruz, and there it goes. Home run, Marte. He blasts it into the 2nd deck.
An enormous shot by Marte to extend the Mets lead. 7th home run of the year for Marte, and there was no doubt about it. It was a fastball, and he crushed it.
The Mets will have a new pitcher as Daniel Nunez comes out of the bullpen for the 10th time. He has no 1-loss record in 13 1/3 innings. He's allowed 4 runs. It's 2.70 ERA with 19 strikeouts. Swung on and missed strike 3. A huge cut at a slider down and in, and Nunez picks up the strikeout.
And he strikes out Rivera. Back-to-back strikeouts for Nunez, throwing all sliders to the right-hand batter. 2 out. Daniel Nunez, who retired the side in order in the 6th. And he struck him out. High heat from Daniel Nunez, his 3rd strikeout. Ahead on Bell, 1-2. And he struck him out with a slider in the dirt. Alvarez picks it up and makes the toss to retire the side. 2 perfect innings with 4 strikeouts for Daniel Nunez.
So Marte's on. Alonso pushed up to second base. And here is Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor, his 2nd 3-hit game of the season tonight. 2 singles and a double. Tyrone's had 1 4-hit game in his career. It came in 2020 for the Brewers against Detroit. That's lined to left center field. Coming on is Chisholm, and he'll have to play on the hop. And Taylor's got a 4-hit game. So Tyrone Taylor has his 2nd career 4-hit game, and the Mets have the bases loaded. Well, now Cronin, pitching in his hometown, has got himself a mess to deal with. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Mark Vientos coming up. Vientos pokes one into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Alonso is in. Everybody else moves up a base. Vientos drives in a run, and it's 7-4 New York.
Well, Mark Vientos now 16 RBIs in 24 games.
Now Alvarez hits it hard, and Lopez with a beautiful stop. Anderson gets the bag, but he can't return the double play, and Marte comes home to score. Tremendous play by Lopez to keep that ball from going to the outfield, to take a hit away from Alvarez, and Anderson's relay throw just a shade too late to get Alvarez at first as a run comes in to make it 8-4. Last of the 8th inning, Mets with an 8-4 lead.
Francisco Lindor. He'll bat left-handed now.
That's driven to deep center field. Chisholm going back to the wall, and it's out of here. Francisco Lindor adds the icing on the cake with his 11th home run of the year. And it's 9-4 New York. The Mets' 3rd home run of the night, as Lindor with his 2nd extra base hit, his 300th RBI as a member of the Mets.
2 men away. Bader now at 2nd, and Starling Marte coming up.
Oh, that's lined into center field, and Marte's got himself another hit, and that's going to chase home Bader to make it 10-4 and make it a little bit more secure.
They've got this in the bag.
They threw it down, probably.
In the bag. The Marlins will go 3-20 on the year against left-hand pitching.
How about that?
So Garrett has struck out the first 2. 2 out, nobody on for Otto Lopez. Ripped in the air to straightaway center. Bader back, still going, makes the catch, crossing onto the warning track in straightaway center. Put it in the books. New York Mets have evened up this series with the Miami Marlins at a game apiece. The final score, the New York Mets 10 and the Miami Marlins 4.